for a long time. What do you think?
It's Baker, but not for the reasons y'all think. It's always going to be the player. When has the franchise ever taken the heat? We get so much heat as players for standing on business. Okay, we players win a Super Bowl. We make our millions. These owners, they make billions. It's a draft every year, so they're always looking for the next one. So when a player stands up for himself and says, this is what I've done, let me tell you what Baker has done. Baker has made the playoffs 2 out of his 3 years being the starter in Tampa. Before Tom Brady, the last quarterback to start in a playoff game was Jeff Garcia in 2007. He did it as soon as he stepped foot in Tampa. You are as important to your organization as your performance, and that's what he's been. But he's always going to be painted to be the bad guy because that's what they do with the players. They never blame the organization, but the players stand on business, and we like, oh, he's being a diva. He's complaining. No, he's standing on business for what he's done for this organization, and I love it. I love what Baker did.
I look at this, and I'm saying Baker, but I think context matters. I think the journey that Baker's been on, he gets to Tampa Bay, and to your point, right away, he deserves to be a franchise quarterback because he got there, he took him to the playoffs, he followed the guy. I think the other side of that is, though, he got a $100 million contract the first time. Now he's outplayed that, so he's underpaid. For Tampa, to your point, the owners, the general manager, Jason Light, you're having conversations with Baker Mayfield. You may think you're progressing in a contract. You've offered him a contract that gives him north of $50 million a year. So then when Baker goes and says those things in the public, for them, you're like, well, hold on. Like, I'm thinking we're still discussing this and we have the potential to figure it out. But once you say all of those things, well, now I don't know where we stand. And I think that's the part where when you're looking at it from the outside in, I'm on Baker's side in the sense of he's a franchise quarterback and he deserves the money. But when you look at the entire picture of it all, you're like, well, how are they going to pay you if that's how you respond as we're trying to negotiate and figure this thing out?
Well, what you're really saying is that there's a way to handle negotiations.
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is, Gerald, he mishandled it. There's no way around this. The man can play football. We once thought his career was over. Mm-hmm. He proved a whole bunch of people wrong. I want Baker Mayfield to get paid. You do. You do. He deserves it. But let's compartmentalize what that actually means. They offered him a contract for 2 years in excess of $100 million. He had a problem with the guarantees,
and the
structure, the 2 years or whatever. Okay, why? Because you're coming off an injury. And even though before you led them to back-to-back NFC South titles in 2023, 2024, before you get injured in 2025, the reality of the situation is that your career was left for dead. So you've resurrected yourself. You deserve credit for that. And nobody is saying that you don't deserve your money. But the issue is, number one, your years. And number two, you're talking about in excess of $50 million plus. Well, what exactly did they offer you? Because last time I checked, 2 years at over $100 million equates to over $50 million a year. How much of the guarantee? We're not sure about that yet, right? You sat up there and said you gave them a deadline at which time you're going to shut off negotiations. And you don't have anything to say. This is the National Football League, bro. You just talked about them being worth billions. I'm sorry, when you cash the check instead of cutting the checks, you got to watch yourself because you don't have that kind of paper.
The drama surrounding Baker Mayfield's contract talks with the Bucs is heating up, and I'm eager to dive into the fray. Mayfield has undoubtedly proven himself as a franchise quarterback, leading the team to back-to-back NFC South titles in 2023 and 2024. But now, he's being offered a contract that doesn't quite match his value to the team. It's outrageous that the owners are trying to lowball him like this. Doesn't he deserve better? I love how Mayfield is standing up for himself, saying, "This is what I've done." Let's recap his impressive resume. He's made the playoffs 2 out of his 3 years as a starter in Tampa, a feat that's been elusive for the team since Jeff Garcia in 2007. He's a powerhouse on the field, and his performance speaks for itself. But, as usual, the players get blamed, and the organization gets a free pass. Mayfield's not being a diva, he's simply fighting for what he's worth. Context is key here. Mayfield's journey to Tampa Bay has been nothing short of remarkable. He took the team to the playoffs, followed in Tom Brady's footsteps, and proved himself as a franchise quarterback. And let's not forget, he's outplayed his initial $100 million contract. He deserves to be paid accordingly. Now, I get that the owners, including Jason Light, are trying to negotiate with Mayfield. They've offered him a contract worth over $50 million a year, but Mayfield's not having it. He's gone public with his concerns, and that's where things get tricky. The owners might feel like they're making progress, only to have Mayfield shut down the conversation. It's a delicate dance, and Mayfield needs to be careful not to mishandle these negotiations. Make no mistake, Mayfield deserves to get paid. He's a talented quarterback who's resurrected his career after being written off. But, the reality is, he's coming off an injury, and that affects his contract talks. The Bucs offered him a 2-year deal worth over $100 million, but Mayfield's got issues with the guaranteed structure. I get it, but he needs to be mindful of how he approaches these negotiations. In the NFL, you can't just dictate terms and expect to get your way. Mayfield's got to be careful not to come across as entitled or dismissive. The owners might see this as a power play, and that could hurt his chances of getting the contract he wants. I'm rooting for Mayfield, but he needs to navigate these talks with finesse. So, what do you think? Is Mayfield being disrespected by the Bucs, or is he being unreasonable in his demands? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sports content, and I'll be back with more analysis and discussion on this topic. Thanks for watching.